Something massive has happened for the render tokens. The whales are buying. Look at this chart. This is the number of holders, according to the blockchain data, that hold at least 1 million render tokens. Since currently the price of render is at $2.4, that's 2.4 million worth of render tokens in those wallets. And this recently has just shot up, which is very positive because the render token itself, the price trends upwards. And usually what we see is whenever price increases, that the very large whales that bought early, they tend to sell off. We see this, for example, in the Pepe coin, right? It multiplied in several X's. And then after time, we see the bigger wallets selling off. And so retail continues to buy, but the whales, the number of whales is going down. This is not what we are seeing here with render. Look at all of these different charts. So I've prepared them. This is now the whales, right? 1 million render tokens. Let's look at 100,000 render tokens, the minimum threshold here, going pretty constantly up. Now 10,000 tokens, a very nice upwards trend. 1,000 tokens, 100 tokens, 10 tokens, and 1 token. So this is interesting, right? The smaller you go in the size, the more smooth the line gets. That makes sense. It also tends to be a more stable trend. And we've already seen profit taking here in the past, right? This is the 10,000 threshold. But now, especially recently, we see the large people buying in. And the masses seem to take notice. Look at this. This is coin market cap. The volume, the trading volume relative to the market cap is very, very high for the render token, 43%. This is exceptionally high. Normally we see values between 1 to maximum 5%. 43% is massive. But when we look at the history of the trading volume of render in general, the last 24 hours were not particularly elevated. We have similar heights in the past for a relatively long period of time. Of course, render is now at an all-time high, but the people that really know their game, they are not selling, they are doubling down. So what does this tell me? It tells me it makes sense to look deeper into render fundamentally. Something seems to be going on behind the scenes that most people are not yet aware of, but that the big players are materializing on. Render has been around for quite a while. It had seen an $8 price at some point, but that's also because of the altcoin rally that happened at the time. And nowadays, it might be slightly harder to reach this price because the supply is expanding over time, unfortunately. Render is not something that doesn't inflate. Render tokens are being printed as we are going. Currently, 68% of the total supply is circulating, and the circulating supply has been expanded from 255 million to 366 million in the last 12 months, meaning an increase of 43%. So there is a lot of growth, there is a lot of hype. I do think it does make sense to potentially jump on this short term. How this will develop in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years is hard to say. The adoption has to outpace the token inflation. Token inflation is still pretty high, but right now the adoption is definitely way quicker than that inflation. The number of holders is growing way faster than the 43%, the pace at which the tokens are currently being printed. I will make a video discussing the fundamentals of render very soon. If you're looking forward to that, feel free to subscribe over here. Feel also free to check out the Telegram and Discord channel that's down below. And there's also the premium membership where I share what I currently trade. That comes up in the next video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.